I think this season was heavily focused more on the Mandalorians than anybody else, even Grogu or Din Djarin for that matter. We only got the flashback episode with Grogu remembering what happened to him during Order 66. That's where we got introduced to one new Jedi, Kelleran Beck, and that was it. The entire season coasted through for us to understand that Moff Gideon was released and that he would be the main villain to be defeated in the finale. That all wrapped up neat and well, but what I want to talk about in this video is all the Jedi that are left alive still after Order 66, but after all these years, one of them could reappear in The Mandalorian Season 4. Who knows, even perhaps in the Ahsoka series, but I doubt it since they have a lot on their plate. The Ahsoka series might not feature new Jedi, but Mandalorian Season 4, that's a totally different topic. So today we're going to count down every Jedi that is definitely alive and some that are supposedly alive after all this time and could reappear in Mandalorian Season 4. Number 1, as we saw, Kelleran Beck. So Kelleran Beck may have died after their departure from Coruscant, where he saved Grogu essentially, but I really doubt it. I expected that throughout the season, Grogu would remember what happened and we would get a conclusion to Kelleran Beck's story. What happened to both of them after they left Coruscant, where I thought they were going for Naboo, considering they were on a Nubian starship. Alas, it did not happen. Season 3 came and went. We only saw Kelleran Beck for that single episode and not a moment more. So as far as I know and as far as everybody else knows, Kelleran Beck might be still alive during this timeline also. And what better way to bring back Ahmed Best back into the fold, into the Star Wars family, than bringing back to the Ahsoka show or maybe Mandalorian Season 4, where Grogu could even train with him further. They are, after all, old buddies. Next, we have, of course, Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker first appeared in the Mandoverse in Mandalorian Season 2, in the finale, in fact, where he defeated the Dark Troopers and took Grogu for training. There we see that things did not go particularly well with Grogu, although he tried to train him as much as he could. Luke ultimately recognized that Grogu had his mind elsewhere, and now we see in Season 3 that he and his new father, Din Djarin, are basically happy, and they're living together on Navarro. So things wrapped up nicely, but of course we would love to see Luke Skywalker back into the fold again, maybe in Ahsoka or Mandalorian Season 4. The next Jedi that we are going to see in the Ahsoka show that is still alive is Ezra Bridger. We only saw a glimpse of him in the new Ahsoka trailer. He appeared as a hologram and not as himself. I assume that when the full trailer will be released, just before the series starts, we will get a complete version of Ezra Bridger officially back in Star Wars after such a long hiatus. The next Jedi-ish confirmed to be alive is Leia Organa. Now, before you go on saying Leia Organa is not a Jedi, well, think again. In The Rise of Skywalker, we see quick flashbacks of a young Luke Skywalker training a young Leia Organa. In those scenes, we get to see a very young Luke Skywalker at that. We know by the Rise of Kylo Ren comics that Luke Skywalker went on to sport a beard of sorts during Ben Solo's childhood. So him not having a beard during those scenes looks very young, similar to how he looked in Return of the Jedi, lets us know that he started training Leia immediately after Return of the Jedi, after Leia learned about her true identity being Anakin Skywalker's daughter. However, her status as the daughter of Bail Organa and the original daughter of the original politician Padme Amidala, we know that much of Leia's work went for the New Republic on the political side, where she helped rebuild a new government. Working as a senator, Leia would also be in the midst of raising her son with Han Solo, and that was Ben Solo. So this gives us a tiny window. Leia trained with Luke, became very prominent in the Force, as we've seen in The Last Jedi, and in those flashbacks, she became a very skilled duelist and a Force user until she officially retired from Jedi business, from being trained and using her Force abilities, and gave way for her son to be trained by her brother Luke Skywalker. Ben Solo would go on to be a formidable apprentice until we all know what happened afterward. The next Jedi who is alive, Ahsoka Tano, is basically the third Jedi that we can basically confirm she is alive and well. We have seen all three of these people to know that they are very much prosperous still. Line is Cal Kestis. Cal Kestis was last seen during the Imperial era. This is the era between Revenge of the Sith, Order 66, and A New Hope. Cal Kestis went on an adventure after another, becoming a better, formidable Jedi as he went along until he faced Darth Vader. That was his ultimate test in the end. Fortunately for him, he made away with his life, he escaped, and up until now we don't know what happened to him. We have no idea if he is still alive during the Mandalorian era, but again, this is the not confirmed dead list, so we can assume that he is still alive. Not only him, Cal Kestis, but we can also assume about Sarah Junda, who befriended Cal Kestis during that time, and she too escaped with her life together with Cal Kestis. One Jedi that nobody really has mentioned still is Nak Med. His journey is very much documented up until Return of the Jedi, so this is 5 years previous to the Mandalorian era. We know that Nak Med is still alive, and he died approximately 30 years after the Battle of Yavin, resting comfortably knowing that the Jedi had flourished once more in the New Republic era. He was introduced in the canon novel Force Collector. He was trained in the Jedi Order, but he could only reach the title of Padawan before quitting the Jedi altogether. Just before the Clone Wars started, Nak left the Jedi Order. He continued to develop his connection with the Force, and in the meantime, he also started his own family. When the Empire rose to power and news reached to Nak Med that they were hunting down the Jedi and killing them, he was forced to flee and leave his family. Before he could even escape this galactic conflict, he faced a Grand Inquisitor and managed to destroy his opponent's lightsaber in duel. So he remained hidden for 30 years before he just learned the Empire's defeat at the hands of Luke Skywalker. This means that Nak Med is still roaming around, possibly alive during the Mandalorian era. And last but not least, we are venturing into speculation mode. This list is completely speculative, but again, we have not seen a body. Hashtag show me the body of Mace Windu. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I know we saw him thrown out of the window from a very high building, electrocuted midair, but we have not seen his body. We have not seen his lightsaber. We have not seen any remnant of Mace Windu after he was thrown. Everybody assumed he was dead, but we do not know that and we cannot confirm that. So for the purposes of this video, Mace Windu is still alive out there roaming around the galaxy. And right now, I wish for nothing more than him to be back in the Mandalorian series, officially in canon, just like Boba Fett, and train Grogu in the coolest way a Jedi can be trained, by Mace Windu himself. Leave all of your thoughts down below in the comments, guys. I encourage that. I want to see what you guys think about this list, and did I miss anyone? Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed, leave a thumbs up down below, subscribe for dailies. Now you can have an awesome day, Star Wars fans. I'll see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you. Until then.